Ladies and gentlemen, they got us. They got me. I'm interested in Battlefield 6. I'm excited, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Big Chetty, and today we're talking about Battlefield 6, the ups, the downs, the who's, the what's, my thinks and thoughts, and all the exciting news that happened yesterday at the big reveal. Before I jump into the game and what I think, two things I got to go over. One, I have been a big Battlefield fan for a long time. My first Battlefield game was Bad Company 2, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I think a lot of people would say that. I think a lot of people would say it's their favorite Battlefield, which is totally fair. Very good game, really funny, great campaign, and really solid, addicting multiplayer. And amazing destruction for, 2009, I think it came out in? '09 for PS3, Xbox 360. Crazy good game. My favorite's Battlefield 3, which is kind of like the Modern Warfare 2 2009 of the Battlefield series, if that makes any sense. High TTK, a lot of cool weapons, like some of the best maps in the series. That makes any sense. Anyway, point being, I'm a very, very big Battlefield fan. I love Battlefield. I've been there for the ups, I've been there for the downs, and I was there for the absolute dumpster fire that was 2042. That game poop. That game bad. And what I want to say really before I jump in to my thinks and thoughts is that we need to cool down. We need to turn back, put the Glaze train in reverse. This is EA we're talking about, and I hate to say it, but EA is like one of the worst companies in this business. Time and time again, they have fucked us over for a multitude of reasons. Pushed out games that weren't ready, horrible launches, egregious and predatory microtransactions, and really just not delivering on the games that they, or at least the high caliber of what they used to be. And while everyone is very excited for Battlefield 6, including myself, and from what I've seen, it looks very good, this is EA, and they have every chance to fuck this up somehow. So far, they haven't, but I want everybody to cool their jets, Turbo, because this is EA, and they could absolutely screw the pooch here somewhere. I don't know how, but they don't have a good track record, especially with Battlefield right now. Oh, my God. Battlefield 5 was horrible, too. I just want to put that in a side note. I hated 5. I actually might hate 5 more than 2042. Just saying. Just a little sprinkle that in there. Because ultimately, we're getting the bare minimum back. All the features that are, showing us. Yeah, this is a bare, that's what Battlefield should be. Mind you, yeah, it looks great, and it's going to be on PS5, and it's going to be it's a next-gen Battlefield, but you're just adding all the features in that you took out of the other games that we've been literally clamoring for years. And in my opinion, the last good Battlefield was Battlefield 1. And that was almost 10 years ago. So if this one sucks, that's a decade without a good Battlefield. Say what you will about Call of Duty, but going 10 years without a solid entry in your series, it's pretty rough. That's really bad. And even that game had problems too at launch. I love Battlefield 1. It's up there. One of my favorite shooters of all time. I love it. Super immersive, beautiful graphics, and a time in history that we really don't see that often in video games, especially for AAA studios. I think it was handled very well, but there was a lack of content at launch, lack of customization. It wasn't perfect. It had problems. Anyway, point being, it's EA that could screw it up. So just everyone chill, cool the jets, Turbo. We'll see where this goes. With that being said, however, holy shit, the game looks good. Right out of the gate, they are saying, hey, destruction is back, and they are not kidding. From all the footage that we've seen, the destruction is insane. There's helicopters flying through buildings, rockets, grenades, everything's blowing up. There's shrapnel everywhere, and you can see the map changing as people are playing, and that's what's really cool about Battlefield. You have this massive open area to play in, and people hide in buildings for cover. Can't really hide there when the building's gone, and I love that. It forces you to take different routes, different strategies. Maybe get in a vehicle, maybe hop in a helicopter. I don't know, have someone transport you across the map to the objective. That's really cool. It looks like they're kind of doing sort of a Bad Company 2 kind of thing, where the skeleton of the building will still remain, where some buildings will be completely destroyed, but some will still remain for some sort of strategic, value, which makes sense. But the point is, if you're in a building on the third floor and someone's on the fourth floor or below you, you can take a sledgehammer out and break the floor as a new tool. That's so cool. What a cool idea. And I'm sure the C4 and the rocket launchers will do it too, but just be able to carry a melee weapon on you to break stuff down, super cool. The class system is back, which I'm really happy about. I think that's what makes Battlefield really stand out compared to its competitor like Call of Duty. It really is team-based. Battlefield is a team-based game where having someone play each member of the squad or each class will benefit you greatly. having a medic, having a support, having a recon to spot people. Like that's super valuable. And on top of all this, Portal coming back too. One of the best things from 2042, maybe the only best thing from 2042, is the Portal system, where like there's like user generated content, user generated maps, like mini games, and they showed off like a sort of like a parkour, like free falling kind of map. That was really cool. That's a great idea. I think that's always a fresh and interesting idea, especially when we didn't really get the full Portal experience with 2042. It was not implemented very well. Great idea, and if they implement it better here, it's going to make lots of great clips. It's going to be fun to stream. It's going to be fun to play with your buddies, and it's just going to make a lot of that content could stretch for years too. Like oh, by the way, here's a new asset pack for Portal or something like that. Like, oh, here's the 1942 assets. You know what I mean? Here's the Thompson. Here's the Sherman tank. Here's a couple maps from 1942. Here you go. Like, there's just so much they could do with that, and I really hope they keep watering the fruit of that idea, if you will. Yeah, and it totally makes sense that they're doing all this, bringing stuff back, because if they don't give us the game that people want, they don't give us a quality product, they're in some serious trouble. At least Battlefield as a series is in some serious trouble. Because like I mentioned before, Battlefield 1 was like the last good one. So 10 years without a good entry in your series that's not good. But they showed off a lot of cool stuff at the event yesterday. They had a lot of cool streamers and content creators there. I do wish I got an invite. Come on, guys. I know I'm small time, but come on. Shetty loves it. Send him an invite. Come on, guys. Cheese. But I did find it kind of funny that they invite a lot of like Call of Duty content creators, because I think that says a lot about Call of Duty right now. Call of Duty's just kind of like in the shitter. Like, say what you will about Black Ops 6, whether you love it or hate it. I'm mid on it. Like, it's a whatever game, but Call of Duty is not in the same place it was years ago, and especially not when these two were actually competing with each other. Because really, they're not competing. They're kind of just like washed up, sitting on the love chair, like love seat, just fucking reclining, just be like, yeah, I'll come out whenever I want. I'll do whatever I want when I want. So I thought it was kind of interesting to have them there, because clearly they have never really played a Battlefield game before. Like, I saw a couple content creators like try to get in a helicopter and they crashed and they didn't know what they were doing, which is fair. Sometimes flying in the Battlefield is a little tricky to learn at first, but I think it says a lot about Call of Duty. And like, they're kind of hinting towards like, hey, you know what? We're going to make a more grounded experience here, which I think a lot of people are really hungry for right now. There's been a lot of controversy in the Call of Duty community with them adding a lot of cartoony, weird skins, like Stan from American Dad just got added, and Roger, the alien from American Dad, just got added. And Beavis and Butthead, too, sorry. Beavis and Butthead are in Call of Duty. You can play as Beavis and Butthead. And while like I appreciate the memes and the comedy of it all, the game certainly has lost its identity, and I think we've gone a little too far. Having a meme or a joke here is fine, but like, people just want to play army dudes, bro. Like, people just want to be an army guy or an army girl. Like, we just, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, we just want to wear some cool skins, have a cool gun, and like just pretend to be an army guy for a little bit. Now, I don't think Battlefield 6 is going to like destroy Call of Duty in sales. For a couple reasons, mainly because there's not as many Battlefield fans as there is Call of Duty fans. Call of Duty has the normies, and that's a big thing. Call of Duty has the normies, and that's really that's why those skins are in that game too. Is because of the normie, the tourists. Call of Duty is tourists. Battlefield does not have as many tourists. They just don't, and I'll get into that a little bit later too. Something I thought that was really cool that they fixed from 2042 is the vehicles are spawning in map now, not in a menu, which I really appreciate. That was something they did in Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 2042, where like if you want to get into a tank or a helicopter or a jet, you have to wait in the menu to get it. But a lot of people just end up camping and like spamming the respawn button on the vehicle in the menu. So then like no one's really, like, some people aren't playing the game, which is very frustrating. Yeah, some people are gonna camp a spawn anyway for the vehicles, but I'd rather them be in the game than camping the menus, in my opinion. And the weapon customization looks really good from what we saw. That looks really cool. Where like you have like 100 points to allocate to each weapon, and like putting a suppressor would take 10, or putting a better suppressor would take 20, and then like a magazine's like 10, and like a better one's 15. Really cool. And there's like a bunch of different attachment slots. Very, very cool idea. I think it's a much better, it's like a pick 10 system, kind of like from Black Ops 2 almost, but I guess a pick 100. Very cool idea. They've never really done that before. Customization's always been kind of weird in Battlefield, but I think that's a good idea. And they also seemingly added like a catch a ride system, where like if there's someone like driving a tank or like a Humvee or something, instead of actually like getting inside the vehicle, which, I mean, yeah, you press a certain button to get inside, ride in the vehicle. There's passenger seats in Battlefield games because the maps are pretty big. You need to drive around, get transportation across the map. You can just like hold on to the back of it like you're a skateboard kid or something like that, and you're just hitching a ride. So I think that's a very cool idea. I don't know if it's going to work for all the vehicles. Maybe the helicopter too. Maybe you just hold on to the side of the helicopter without actually like being inside the helicopter. Maybe instead of making an actual seat or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I think it's a cool idea. There's still more to see. We're going to be seeing more throughout the weeks. But I'm very impressed with what I saw. Gunplay looks tight. Everything looks good. The maps look good, and we're getting a remaster map, Operation Firestorm from Battlefield 3. That looks very good. So all in all, I'm yapping a lot, but it's very, very exciting stuff. And lastly, they teased a little piece of the Battle Royale, Operation Firestorm. Looks like it's coming back. Whether it's going to be called Operation Firestorm 2 or not, I don't know. But we are getting a Battlefield Battle Royale, which makes total sense. I think a lot of people maybe a little tuned out of the Battle Royales because we got them jammed down our throat for a good 6 years, especially during COVID. Of all the games to have a Battle Royale, and everyone would agree with this, like Battlefield just makes sense. The maps are already large and open. The combat in Battlefield, the ranges are insane. You could shoot someone from across a whole city to be close quarter shotgun SMG type gameplay. So it just makes sense that you have this large open map where you'd be collecting weapons attachments and stuff like that. And this is where I was going to get back to the whole tourist idea, the touristy normie player base with Battlefield and Call of Duty. Not just because of Warzone, but Call of Duty in general has always had a large normie audience. But you add a fun, addicting Battle Royale, or at least it used to be, a fun, addicting, free Battle Royale like Warzone to Call of Duty. It's free. Tourists are going to come pop in. Whether they're good at the game or not, it's just going to be full of people, and they're more likely to buy that game because they're already in it. They don't mind dropping another $60 on it because I'm already playing it. May as well play the multiplayer so I can level up the guns. Why not? Whereas Battlefield doesn't have that. They never really had a free experience like that. Operation Firestorm, the Battle Royale they had for Battlefield 5, was not free to play, and I think that harmed it a lot. I think for any Battle Royale to be successful, the number one thing above anything else is it has to be free. Not because of Fortnite, you need players coming in and out of it. You need it, and if it's free, that's the best price, especially these days. The gear system in Firestorm was horrible. It was awful. The rarities, I didn't like it. It just the backpacks were messy. It was buggy. There was vehicles in it too. People's like sometimes a guy would get in a tank and blow you up, and it just wasn't great. The rumor is tanks and vehicles are coming back to this Battle Royale, but that's where I think they got to handle it like Fortnite or something like that, where you have to find ammunition and fuel for the vehicle. So then you're not so OP. It also felt like in Firestorm, because it was a World War II game, you didn't really have a lot of options to destroy the vehicles. And I think in a modern setting, you just have a few more tools to destroy the vehicles. Javelins, rocket launchers, schma rocket, like what, C4, like there's more options. In Battlefield 5, I think there was only 2 rocket launchers and C4. That was it. That's all you had. Like there was no lock on. If you find a javelin missile in the new Battle Royale, then the tanks aren't as much as a threat because you could disable the vehicle at least, or maybe take it out if it's a little damage or something like that. Firestorm. If anyone played Firestorm, like I'm sorry, like it was so bad. It was awful. But that's all I got to say today, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to talk about it. I want to know what your thinks and thoughts are for Battlefield 6, your hopes, your dreams. I'm personally, one of my number one things, I'm happy that the class system is coming back, and that like ARs should hopefully stay with ARs, and LMGs should stay with LMGs, and scouts will be stuck with snipers. And I like that idea. Like that's something I'm looking forward to. What's something you're looking forward to? Let me know in the comments, guys. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next video and on stream, 8 p.m. to midnight, Toronto time. 4 days a week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, here on YouTube and Twitch, and now TikTok as well. So I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.